Walk into almost any Walmart in America and you'll see something fascinating. You'll see people who appear completely comfortable in their own skin. Some wear ultra-tight clothing on seriously excessive weight. Some reveal far more of their body than most people would ever dare. Some seem to have absolutely no concern about what strangers think, regardless of the cringe they might cause. And then you'll see the opposite. People who are objectively healthy, attractive, or completely average, by any reasonable standard, hiding beneath oversized hoodies, baggy clothing, and layers designed to make them disappear. One person is displaying every inch of themselves, the other is desperately trying not to be seen. What's interesting isn't their bodies, it's how they feel about their bodies. Because confidence and appearance don't always seem to match. Some gorgeous people feel ugly. Some overweight people feel beautiful. Some conventionally attractive people spend their lives battling insecurity. Others walk into a room convinced they belong there, regardless of what anyone thinks. So where does body confidence actually come from? And why do some people love themselves while others seem unable to? And perhaps most importantly, is there a healthy balance somewhere in between? Most of us grow up assuming confidence comes from appearance. We imagine that attractive people automatically feel attractive. We assume people with perfect bodies wake up feeling great about themselves every morning, but psychology repeatedly shows that isn't true. Body image isn't determined by what you look like, it's determined by what you believe you look like. That's an important distinction because your brain isn't evaluating your body objectively, it's evaluating your body emotionally. Someone can receive compliments every day and still feel inadequate. Another person can face criticism and remain completely comfortable with themselves. The difference isn't necessarily their body, the difference is the story they tell themselves about their body, and that story often begins long before adulthood. Many body image issues begin surprisingly early. Research suggests children can become aware of appearance-related judgments before reaching 10 years old. Think about the messages children receive. A parent constantly dieting, a father criticizing his own appearance, family members commenting on weight, comparisons between siblings, comments like, "She's the pretty one, he's the athletic one, you'd be beautiful if you lost a little weight." Even seemingly harmless remarks can become permanent mental recordings. Children absorb these messages long before they have the ability to question them. By adulthood, many people are no longer seeing themselves. They're seeing a version of themselves filtered through years of criticism, comparison, and expectation. Meanwhile, some children receive entirely different messages. They are taught that their worth isn't dependent upon appearance. They learn confidence before they learn comparison, and that foundation can last a lifetime. Personality also plays a major role. Extroverts often gain energy from social interaction. Introverts often spend more time in self-reflection. Neither is better, but each can influence body image differently. Even a morbidly obese extrovert may become comfortable being seen. They practice visibility, they're used to attention. They're used to occupying space. An introvert may spend more time evaluating themselves internally. That isn't always unhealthy, but sometimes it can create endless self-analysis. Every flaw becomes magnified, every imperfection receives attention. The result? A person who is physically attractive may become trapped inside a constant cycle of self-criticism. Meanwhile, someone else develops confidence simply because they stopped focusing on every tiny detail. Confidence often grows through participation, not perfection. The more you engage with the world, the less energy remains for obsessing over yourself. For most of human history, people compared themselves to their neighbors. Today, they compare themselves to the entire world, and often to a world that doesn't actually exist. Filters, editing, professional lighting, strategic camera angles, cosmetic procedures, digital enhancement. Many of the bodies people compare themselves against aren't real, yet our brains react as though they are. The result is a moving target. No matter how attractive someone becomes, there is always another image suggesting they could be better. Ironically, social media has also created the opposite effect. Entire communities now celebrate body confidence regardless of traditional beauty standards. And within social media, certain niches have developed that promote excessive focus on extreme shapes, reinforcing the belief that the overweight teen can continue piling on the pounds, they just need to dress it up more positively. For some people, this has been positive, while for others it gives them the validation they need to ignore healthier life options and simply promote what they have. Deception that can cause cringe effect in the real world, yes, even Walmart, which can be enormously damaging to the person's self-esteem. Imagine thinking that you look hot, only to find yourself one day on the website People of Walmart being ridiculed and laughed at. The challenge is finding the difference between self-acceptance and self-deception. Not all confidence is genuine. Sometimes what appears to be confidence is actually armor. Psychologists sometimes refer to this as overcompensation. The louder someone appears, the more insecurity may be hiding underneath. The person showing off their body at every opportunity may genuinely love themselves, or they may desperately need validation. The person hiding behind a hoodie may genuinely feel insecure, or they may simply value privacy. Human behavior is complicated. What we see isn't always what's happening. This is why judging confidence solely by appearance can be misleading. True confidence is usually quieter. It doesn't require constant approval. It doesn't collapse when criticism appears, and it doesn't need everyone else to agree. The healthiest relationship with your body may not be loving every inch of it, and it certainly isn't hating every inch of it. It's accepting reality while maintaining perspective. Your body is part of who you are. It is not all of who you are. You're acknowledging flaws without obsessing over them. You can pursue improvement without self-hatred. You can appreciate strengths without becoming arrogant. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is proportion. A balanced person understands that appearance matters somewhat, but not as much as character, not as much as kindness, not as much as competence, not as much as the life you build, not as much as your health. When confidence comes entirely from appearance, it becomes fragile. When confidence comes entirely from ignoring reality, it becomes disconnected. Real confidence sits somewhere in the middle. It says, I know what I look like, I know my strengths, I know my weaknesses, and neither one defines my value. You've seen these people in the cookie aisle. You've seen them looking at swimsuits. You've seen their style of dress to be so out of line with their body type. You've stopped and you've looked. You've shaken your head, or maybe even taken a picture with your phone, something to show your friends later. What is it that makes people so extrovert in their confidence that they don't doubt for a minute that their appearance is to be admired, maybe even desired? The simple truth is that fat or thin, it is irrelevant beyond their own health issues. We shouldn't judge, yet we all do. Perhaps we even laugh or giggle. Perhaps we use them to validate our own bodies, that perhaps we aren't so bad after all. But the real truth is that we don't walk in their shoes, and we don't know what their display is really telling us. Because not all confidence is genuine. So the next time you see someone hiding beneath a hoodie, remember that you don't know the battle happening inside their mind. And the next time you see someone displaying confidence that seems impossible to understand, remember that you don't know their story either. Body image is rarely about the body alone. It's about identity, experience, personality, family, culture, health, and the stories we tell ourselves every day. The challenge isn't becoming perfect. It's seeing yourself clearly enough to stop letting appearance decide your worth. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments. Do you think confidence comes from appearance or from something much deeper?